ready for it.
It's time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. I don't believe you heard me. Come on, y'all. It's the good news. It's the Kim. Oh, that's Chris. That was my impression of Chris Humphries.
I figured you was doing
trying
something
to get her back.
Yeah. They're making their cheese, man.
Well, you know what? The stories are like, let's face it, you guys. Let's just give in for the morning to the idea that it's all bullshit out there. So we have to deal with that. Today's news, I don't know what to tell you. It's a day of news of bullshit. You're going to go, Mario, it's bullshit. And I know it is. And I'm trying to make some headway out of it, you guys. But it sort of kind of is because, you know, we already showed you the most interesting things are not necessarily the most important things. Because, you know, you guys are all impressed with Chris's suit. You know, it's still on your mind, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Let it go, okay, for a minute. Let's move forward.
Move forward,
you guys. Because the first bullshit topic of the day, we have some. The Michael Jackson fans and waiting to Conrad Merriman. I'm not suggesting that this bullshit, this whole verdict. I'm just saying the overwhelming media focus on this is just so overwhelming, and it's amazing people weighing in. But I guess it's history, though.
Yeah.
So maybe the bullshit aspect is just the oversaturation, because it is a story that most of us think is important.
True.
All right. Maybe it's just the amount of it. But it's like that, boys, you know, it's like that song, We've Come to the End of Our Road. Remember that song?
Yeah.
It was a good song.
Yes.
But they played it too freaking much, okay?
Yeah.
So some of these stories, it's like Kim Kardashian. I, too, admit the fact that I keep talking about it. But I do.
Right.
I do. I can't help it. And I did go look at some of the stuff again because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
See? Don't you watch Basketball Wives?
Yes, I do watch.
Okay, so
I do
at
watch
some point you say
basketball.
you're going to have a saturation point, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's what other woman, second to Kim right now, would you place as somebody you say, when the topic comes, I got to go see what's up? Which one?
She's blitzed out Gaga, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
She's blitzed out everybody. She even blitzed out the Michael Jackson thing. See, I started out trying to say Michael Jackson, Conrad Murray verdict is the topic.
Right.
But no, it's still Kim, right? It's still, those are the hot ones. Everybody's waiting for the Michael Jackson, Conrad Murray verdict.
Absolutely, man.
I'm curious from the chat room, from our chat room, what do people think? There's no doubt. Let me tell you, the amount of incredible malpractice that this doctor did to not have any documentation, not even do the routines. The degree of malpractice is to such an extent as to be stupendously, incredibly stupid and flagrant. I have to agree. It's so flagrantly stupid and malpractice that you have to wonder. I just tell you. And then secondly, that he was getting paid $150,000 a month.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe he deserves public lynching. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what happens, you know, when you actually start to look at what he did, and out of that $150,000, asshole, you could have bought the monitoring equipment your damn self. Out of $150,000, we're talking about a couple $1,000s worth of equipment.
Yeah.
Few $1,000s, maybe, you know, you could have equipped everything for like $10,000 or $12,000 with super duper, plugged his whole shit into the Ethernet and had it tell everybody in the whole compound, you know. But $150,000 a month, and that asshole couldn't do any better. The question is whether it's criminal. I could just say at least malpractice to the extent, no documentation. That's the other thing. Out of all this time, do you think he wrote a note? Like, you know, you're supposed to keep a medical record, right? You're giving drugs. There's supposed to be a medical record, detailed time. Do you think he had a note? A note? Okay. No. See, I'm heating up the fire right now. Whoosh. Get the wood, Vic. Whoosh.
Look.
I think we're going to be toasting some. It's going to be whoosh. I'm like, heat it up. I'm just saying after a while. Now, here's the thing. Typically, doctors are not treated as criminals for this kind of stuff.
True.
But I'm saying maybe they should. Unfortunately, it gets to be a black man who's the precedent-setting case.
All right.
Where we shift to a new line of, you know, a whole new line of sentencing. But if anybody deserves it, it's him. It's just too bad it has to be a brother.
Let me ask you this. I think the verdict is going to be sensational if he's not guilty, period, which we know that's not happening. The second part is to get what they call a criminal conduct means you have to measure him against the self-indulgence of Michael Jackson. So in the best interest of the children, what would you want if you're the family on this side saying, look, to take it to that level, we now have to put things up there about Michael himself. What was in the best interest of the children?
Well, the best interest of the children is not to ever be exposed to this. But let's face it, their dad was abusing drugs in ways. He had unhealthy ways. Whole psychological thing. We could spend time on that.
Right.
But the doctor, here's the thing. Even with a junkie, a known junkie, you're taking care of a known part of a drug problem.
Right.
He did nothing at all to even try to help this man. See, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Even just tell him the right words. You helping him is not holding his hand and giving him the dope.
I agree.
You're an enabler.
That's right. He's guilty. We're not questioning. So we know he's guilty.
Well, and the degree, Victor, like I said, because he could have taken his own money and just put monitoring equipment on him.
That's right.
Just monitoring equipment.
So is it criminal?
Just an alarm. Yeah, that to me is
criminal negligence.
It is to me.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
It is to me.
All right.
And I think maybe other doctors should have been held. It's one thing to make a mistake. This meets the standard to me of lack of caring. That's astounding.
Right.
It's simply astounding.
Now, let me ask you this. With the wealth of this whole family, do you think any of the family members, and I'm not saying that they are somewhat culpable and not taking in more action to go and try to usher in, because it seems like there was a distancing from the family. So I'm just saying, I'm not putting it on doctor.
It's also hard when they pay the bills. It's hard. It's hard.
My whole point is when the superstar gets in the way, as we've seen with many other superstars, they can actually have themselves in a bubble. And the distancing from people who care and love about them. So we know the children were the children aware that he was taking something?
I'm sure they were. Everybody. Okay. So here's the bad thing. Typically in every environment like this, everybody knows. Mm-hmm. It's just hard for me to point fingers because to me, most of us do poorly with the drug abuse, drug addicts in our families. I got drug addicts, alcoholics in my family all over.
Yeah.
Most of us try to ignore it, right? Yeah. Just be honest. See, that's why I don't want to I feel bad throwing any stones because I have people in my family, and most of us try to ignore it.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I let the courts do what they're going to do, and I think they're going to do what they do in a vacuum. But the part is that could something been done before we got to this point? And I'm saying, where is it that the urgency came out? And I didn't see any demonstration of it whatsoever. Not to say that the family didn't get involved, but it's not even showing the side that, because if you do, you know what you're doing? If you say the family did all these things, then aren't you validating the abuse?
It's just that they're not on trial.
I know.
And the thing is to recognize in every situation like this, everyone, every single one of them, you have these kind of issues amongst the family members.
Right.
Because there's always people who knew. It's not even the family. They become schools.
Right.
People who are around know.
Right.
They just do.
It's just a question. See, I'm not saying guilt or innocence. I'm saying that if I had a choice, I would rather scream and do as much as I can before it gets to this point. Because now they're trying to make a decision. And when you're in the court system, usually it's by example that they are putting you on the stage of rage. The corporate interests, the privatization of the lawyers and their special interests, all that takes precedence over your personal welfare and care. And I think the decisions now is to do it on a stage, and the stage becomes the precedent right now, and maybe not the best interest of the family.
See, sometimes though things like this really impact what we do as a society. They become game changers.
Yes, I agree.
I think this could be a game changer, and there's no question to me. Within the medical profession, I think some of this is needed because that's just too flagrant, too flagrant. And again, I'm just so outraged because $150,000, he could have spent a mere fraction of his money just to ensure the safety of this man.
Right.
That was what he's getting paid to do, and he didn't do that.
Well, it's interesting. PMC, you just said something. You said you don't know how how would you act if your bro was paying all the bills?
Exactly. That's the truth. It's the truth.
Right, but here's the other side of it. The other side of it is that, you have people who don't have money that find their ways to drugs. So it's not necessarily a case of enrichment. See, so the part knowing that we have family and that we would do whatever we could. The problem becomes is when they have resources outside of what you can impact them with, because they have choice. They have means, they have muscle meaning the green, the money. When they don't, they tend to come back to you as a family. What happens when their resources and their opportunities are all gone? They tend to go where they think they have a place, the last place, the family. And you know what happens in many cases like that. So I'm not putting an indictment out. I'm just saying that it tends to be the ones that say, I got it like this, that you feel distant. You can't do anything about. It's hard.
It's hard.
It is.
All right, you guys. Next story. Remember, I told you you're going to be a little frustrated today with some of the stories.
I thought we were supposed to wait for Wednesday.
Well, that's conspiracy.
Well, what is it? What you about to deliver now? That's conspiracy.
And by the way, PMC, we're probably going to do PMC's video on Wednesday, too. Like, I don't want to do it tomorrow with, I'm going to do less politics with Suzette.
Right.
Just because she's so, even though we got politics all day. We got politics all week.
Yeah, you better be.
We got some politics all week. I know y'all. So I can't, But so anyway. This is the next story. How about Lindsay Lohan? Because this was more outrage to me. See, it's just the bullshit to me.
Right.
So if you're a pretty white woman starlet, you get to do whatever the hell you damn want. Steal, be late to jail, not show up. So they throw especially big black men like me, they have no problem putting my ass in the jail. There's not a whim, there's not a moment of regret.
Yeah.
It's just like they must look at black men and say, I can see him in jail.
Right.
I'm comfortable with that. Black man, it's okay. But when they look, they go, the little white women, little pretty can't go to jail. Give me this. This is bullshit. She went to jail last night for 6 hours. You can't even get into jail black in 6 hours. They'll spend 3 days processing you in and won't even count you on that shit. That shows you how ghetto justice. I've been told people might go to jail. If you get sent to jail on Friday,
it's over.
They don't count Saturday, Sunday. They start counting Monday.
It's totally different.
But this bitch gets to go to jail for 6 hours. Is anybody else outraged with me? I'm so tired. I wish somebody would slap the shit out of her.
We got to go. Now,
Mario, you're endorsing corporal punishment. No, I'm just saying, I'm so sick of it.
We got to help you, bro.
Oh, man.
I want you guys to know we do go to what we call our post-after-party counseling sessions. We do have those. Mario goes in first, and
I'm just, how outraged can you get? It's just ridiculous. She doesn't have to do any damn thing. It's like a friggin' joke. I can't get this.
I know.
They will throw us in jail so fast.
It's over.
They threw me in jail as a kid for shooting bottles with a BB gun. In jail. In jail. Books.
That's right.
Bottles. Right. And I cleaned up the glass.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.
See, Blog Talk already said we got to cut him off.
Man.
Remember, this is a home style moment, you guys.
All right, you guys. That's why I get mad, because how many black men been arrested?
Do stuff like that.
Man, they arrest us for talking back to the police, and you get more than 6 hours.
You waited for the story, didn't you?
I just can't believe it. I don't know why don't they take who is the judge in this shit? Why don't they take her and drag her ass into the street? I'm just so tired of all of them. And that's why they ask you, why don't you have respect for the justice system? Because it's shit like this.
When the men in black come up to our front door, I'm running out the backyard because they coming to get him. They coming to get you,
man. All right.
Be careful.
Man, you know what? Let's go to Herman Cain.
That's better.
Herman Cain has a fourth accuser. This time, Gloria Allred. By the way, my attorney friends have told me she is not a good attorney.
No, we know.
I've been told by all my high-powered attorney friends that they love seeing people like her across on the aisle. They're going to eat them alive. No, they said she's all show and no talk.
Now, I want you guys to just understand. Did you hear that message?
I'm just like, I don't like Gloria Allred either.
Wait a minute. Mario has high-powered friends.
They're going to be anonymous.
Wait a minute. See,
they already told me, watch out because the government going to come after my ass.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I said, well, shit, I ain't got no children. I ain't got no wife. I ain't got shit to lose.
See,
right, Vic?
I'm saying
we gonna ride this pony,
man.
Ride it out.
Wait, it's just the idea. I can see the guys sitting over there. I can see some of the guys over there. East of Central Boulevard in L.A. going like, yeah, and all of a sudden Marty says high power, and they go, whoa. Well, we got Rashawn.
Some of them high powered. That's right.
That's it.
There's power in the ghetto.
see,
there's power outside the ghetto.
They already said. Well, are you talking about gang members?
No, we just partied with some people.
Right.
You ever been in a party full of police, so you ain't worried about the police?
True. We're guilty of that. Right. We had that.
We have had that.
Yes, we have.
We've had parties where we're party full of police.
That's right.
Full of law enforcement.
Oh, man, right. All in the camp.
All in the camp.
Power is subjective to the environment.
That's right.
That may be powerful to you. So, know.
We had parties where when the police came by because it was too noisy, we sent the other police out to talk to them.
I'm sorry.
The officers in the room said, I'll go talk to them.
That's right. It was, hey, relationships. I tell everybody, relationships make a lot of things easier. They do.
Just don't leave your neighborhood.
That's right.
All right, you guys. So what about, we done with Lindsay. What about Herman Cain? Now, I must admit, if you're going to have accusers, they should actually come out and accuse.
I agree.
As
I'm right there with you, man.
Because that anonymous accusation, I've had those.
Yeah.
Myself. Yeah. And probably Mac.
Yeah.
PMC too.
Yeah.
We all had some anonymous come out and accuse us. You got to accuse us, you got to come out.
You're right.
So I don't know about Herman Cain, but I'm still on his ass because he said he wouldn't appoint a Muslim judge. And I said, here's a religious bigot who thinks it's a virtue.
Right.
Okay, he's an idiot. I called him idiot at that moment. I said, idiot. Or at least that was idiot moment, okay? When he said he would not appoint a Muslim judge. I said, at that point, you really are a jerk. And you say it so proudly.
Now, I agree with you. Now, Mario, wonder if the accuser came out and says, I'm not accusing him of what you think. I'm accusing him because Herman's a big man.
But it was some weak-ass dick.
No, come on, man.
What if it came out, Herman Cain, big pipe, weak dick?
I didn't go there. Kind of story. I was talking about.
I'm trying to make it a more interesting story.
How are you going to make it interesting?
What if it comes out that Justin Bieber is really hung like a horse? What if it comes out?
This is not helping.
And it should have become
Justin Bieber.
Bieber's hung like a Bieber.
Wouldn't you want the woman to clarify herself and say, I'm accusing him of something that's a good thing? How would they handle that, Mario? How would Herman Cain's camp handle that? She's accusing him of something that is a positive.
I don't know how Herman Cain, but let me just tell you, and I'm about to show you how that relates, you guys, because I had to tie it to a story that I haven't had time to really get into the story, you guys, but I'm at least allude to it because, you guys, there's a story that came out that said that sexual harassment, here's the story. I don't know if it's true. Okay, but this is the story came out USA Today.
Right.
That 48% of students in grades 7 to 12 experience sexual harassment. Okay, I'm just trying to understand.
I'm having my moments, man.
I'm just trying to understand. See, then I go, what are you qualifying as sexual harassment? Okay, because I remember you remember the kids in kindergarten, the little boy kissed the little girl, and there was a discussion of whether he should be charged as sexual harassment or even get a file as a sex abuser.
Right.
He's another little boy in kindergarten.
I know.
Okay, so now here it comes out on USA Today that in the 2010 to 2011 school year, that 48%, almost half the students in grades 7 to 12, experienced some form of sexual harassment in person or electronically. And this is being released today by the American Association of University Women.
I wonder how they look.
It's reached, and this is what the director of research said, that it's reached a level where it's almost a normal part of the school day. They said they're calling sexual harassment. Now, here's what they're calling sexual harassment. That's including having someone making unwelcome sexual comments.
Right.
Being called gay or lesbian in a negative way.
Right.
Being touched, being shown pictures, and being the subject of unwelcome sexual rumors. Okay, well, see, that's why you have that number then. Because to me, if you're going to use some form of sexual comment, like saying you suck,
right,
which is a reference to a sex act.
Yes, it is.
That's gonna add.
Yeah, of course.
So this study is really bullshit.
There you go. There you go. Now, Martin, let's get to the matter at hand. Let's get to the matter. You are so right. You made a very
bullshit study that wastes everybody's frigging time.
Wait a minute. Let's change the scope of this. Because I want to see, are we really the monsters that people put us out to be in some way? Wonder if Herman King's accuser, the pictures there, because I believe they're already doing a news conference already on him, PMC, I think. Oh, no, Mac said they're doing a news conference. Wonder if she is fine as hell. Would we take a softer stance on her?
No, we might go, I wouldn't do it, but I understand. That's like Chris Rock said. He said, I don't condone. But I understand.
So there is
I understand.
So there's a caveat in there that says there's a softer position. That's what you're saying.
That's like Chris Rock saying, if you get divorced and they get 50%, well, if you have, $15 million, well, that's one thing.
Right.
Now, if you have like $5,000, you might have to kill her.
See,
I'm not saying we condone it, but we understand.
Mario, I think it's your duty right now to read the latest comment by Matt GNN. Please do your due diligence.
All the brothers go, I understand.
No, read that comment from Mac, man.
Mac says, I was exposed to sexual harassment in school. Ever try to speak in front of the class with a boner? Yeah, sometimes you used to remember when you would be sitting there looking at the teacher,
couldn't stand it,
and you'd be looking right square at her tits. You wouldn't be hearing the things she's saying. She be geometry. If you take the right angle of the Pentagon, and you're looking dead at her, going, wah, 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 wah.
That's it.
You're right.
No, hey, look, and don't get it twisted. Let me tell you guys, so you guys don't get mad.
That's every young boy.
It's everyone, and if everybody, and for the women out there, so you guys understand this. Even if we sat here with the eloquence of being an entrepreneur, helping businesses thrive, being very, very, very corporate, private, and our technique and everything, don't think for a moment men don't think like this.
Of course
all of them do.
They do.
So we're not putting on no airs.
No. It's the truth. Right. And by the way, I can share since we're getting caught with a boner stories in the chat room.
How did we see? It won't go away.
That's what they're going in. You guys, I had at Howard University, they make everybody take swimming because I guess it's another. Besides English, they have this thing at black colleges that you must need to swim. I don't know what it is, but they made everybody take swimming, and they made me everybody wear regulation Speedo swimsuits.
Yes, they did.
At the time, I was about 250 pounds. And so I went to the coach, and when I went to the coach, it was like 5 other people behind me. We were like, Coach, do we have to really wear Speedos? Coach was like, get out of my office. If you can't wear the regulation bathing suit, you can't pass. You can't pass, you can't graduate. I said, Coach, look at me. Everybody behind me was fatter than me. Okay? They're all like, look, oh yeah, Coach, yeah. You got to wear a regulation bathing suit. You can't wear the bathing suit, you can't pass. You can't pass the class, you can't graduate. So here I go to the student store and buy this damn Speedo. Now here I am in the damn Speedo, degrading enough, right? But there's a girl in the swimming class that I was hitting on. Now this girl was really avant-garde. She had a nose ring back then in the 70s when no one had that shit.
Oh my goodness.
She was in the pool with about 8 inches of bangles on each wrist. I want you to understand the kind of girl this is. Finer than a motherfucker. Okay. So yes, I run out and jump in the pool because I don't want her to see me in the Speedo.
Right.
She knows I'm in the Speedo. So she can't wait. She's looking for my ass. Where's Mario? Mario, that guy. There he is. So she comes and jumps in the pool. She comes over to me and starts checking out my Speedo, trying to tickle me and shit.
Right.
And just while she was tickling me, she got a little response. Here come the coach. Everybody out the pool. Everybody out the pool. Now I'm trying. The girl done been messing with me in the pool. I'm already embarrassed to have my big fat ass in this Speedo. And he go about everybody out the pool. Needless to say, let's move on. It's one of those terribly embarrassing moments. And the girl was so tickled. That was so. And she wanted to make sure that she got a chance to.
That's
Come on,
right.
Mara.
That's
what's
right.
Up, Mara?
That's right.
Out the pool.
Wait, hey,
Play up the pool.
Hey, look, hey. And it evolves into, you get down to that road now. I mean, that's funny because we all went through it. It's the part
that's cold-blooded, man.
with the terminology. Who invented the terminology? The men or the women? When a woman looks at you and says, "Us, you a shower or a grower?" I first learned that from a woman.
That shows you.
See, so it tells you that people watch.
I tell them I just
watch.
scratch and sniff and slap it around a little bit. All right, you guys. So that's our whole thing on that. That's our Herman Cain. Now we're gonna get more into it on Wednesday. On Political Conspiracy, we'll get more on Herman Cain because we're going to talk about the whys of the Herman Cain. Why is he being accused?
Yeah, it's
an attempt to protect the president.
It's
an attempt to protect the president. Okay, but I'll say that for Wednesday, you guys. Okay, we got a commentary, a video posted by PMC.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that probably on Wednesday.
All right,
you guys. Got to at least mention, since we're on the hot sex scandals, Penn State, Vic.
Oh,
that is a coach who actually, he's the linebacker coach.
Yes,
who actually made Penn State defined for being its linebackers for toughness.
Yeah. You want to talk about cover up, man? Is this how far will this go?
This is going to go far because they're going to get a statement coming from Joe Paterno. At first, I was confused because I thought he was being accused of having affairs with athletes. He actually was not of that. It was a foundation he had for underprivileged youths,
right?
Where he went supposedly had 8 different encounters with underprivileged youths.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, you guys, we'll get more on that.
So what we're saying is they were fully aware of this organization he was leading or representing, right?
No, the organization was a legitimate organization.
That's what I'm saying.
Shocked.
Well, I'm saying
they're really shocked.
So okay. So let me just say this. Well, I won't say it. Leave it alone. I want to plant no seeds because I want to see it flush out. It has to flush out a little bit more, man.
But that's what I'm saying. We're learning. At least the question is, how much cover up did the other coaches do?
Oh man,
that's the question. The other coaches know. Did the other coaches do that? What actually happened?
Well, you know what? It's that wonderful word called power. When you actually have a certain amount of power, a lot of people run with it. They tend to go like, "Oh man, I can work this to my advantage because they're not watching me. It's too many other things to watch." But you never know in this world of what we call people who say, "Hey, I want to share something with somebody." And I think the part that gets me here is that people are hoping. They're hoping that this is not that far-reaching. But how long has he been at that organization?
Well, what the whole thing is, people knew and didn't do anything. That's the question. How many knew of? There's certain kinds of things where, like I said, we talk about this.
This is bad.
If somebody knew committed a murder. This is different, and everybody looks at it differently.
Hey, I'm not.
It's something to think about.
Hey, well, it's going to, here's that part where they say they covet their own. Well, that's all I'm saying.
All right, you guys. Got to acknowledge, too, the passing of a very, very somewhat controversial at times commentator, Andy Rooney, who many of us really enjoyed throughout the years for his commentary. Yeah. Long time standing, died Friday night. He was 92. So just wanted to shout out.
Blessed to live that long.
That's right.
Ooh, bro.
And really went through a myriad of changes. But he's certainly a famous commentator. Different people have different opinions about him as a person, but certainly had some impact in leading and playing that role.
Right.
So we want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Okay, on the way out, you guys, I have a question. A survey that I thought would be most pertinent today. And I wanted, again, get the chat room because we have such a wonderful chat room filled with the likes of individuals that can only be here in our chat room, I must say.
Okay.
So here's the question of the day. What percentage of American men aged 25 to 34, that's ages 25 to 34, currently live at home with their parents?
48.
And I've given you 3 choices because I actually thought higher, too. Tell you the truth, I actually thought higher. No offense. Is it 11%, 16%, or 19%? What percentage of American men aged 25 to 34 live with their parents?
48.
And the answer is 19%.
PMC.
That's right,
PMC.
19%.
All right.
That's right. I thought it was going to be higher.
48.
That's what I said, 48%.
Wait, look. Occupy Wall Street means that maybe some of the, men are going to occupy Wall Street while they're living at home.
We're going to give you an Occupy Wall Street update, actually.
Yeah.
We actually were supposed to give you one. What happened was I was actually sort of torn between a couple of things that we were looking at time. Well, I guess we have some time.
Did they, not to get, you can get into this later, give you any factors as to why predominantly men are living at home? I mean, there are obvious reasons.
They don't ask that about women, huh? How many women living at home
but they
with
like,
their parents?
They like living with their parents, man. Some women really go like...
Just think about it, Vic. But wait a minute, man. There's a bias
family-oriented,
here.
Man.
There's a bias here.
We're like rogue lions. We want to get out on our own. That's just the way it is. So the factors may be different. Don't we find a lot of women want to do it by choice?
Well, there also a lot of them are being told to do it.
Yeah.
But in some cultures, I was talking with some friends at work who are Filipino.
Yeah.
Parents, and they're first generation born here.
Yes.
So their parents are from the old country.
Yeah, and tradition.
And their parents want the even the boys to stay at home until they're married.
Right. No,
and that's common in some Latin cultures too.
See, the question becomes: in certain cultures, accept it. There's no penalty because it's part of the culture. So I have no problem with it. I think it's how we want to be looked at. If you actually think about it, if you could sit there and say, I have all the opportunity in the world to have a lifestyle and live the way I want and share that with my family, I would think, this is just me, and I may be wrong, as your parents get older, grandparents, I don't think they look forward to being distanced from you as a family. I think they actually want to be closer. And given the opportunity, I would think that they would say it's better than you being away from me. So I think there are certain cultures that embrace that the family is going to always be there.
Because exactly, and that's why it works, in those situations. I have seen it.
Right.
It goes to show it depends on how people interpret those things, what those things mean.
That's jacked up, PMC. See, I was trying to keep it down without saying anything about our black folks, but let me quote you. You already did it. He says, not in the black family. Negro, get your ass out.
That's right.
Cold.
That's the way
We're not supposed to endorse that.
You knew. They started telling you in high school, you ain't got long. You ain't got long. You know how the black parents are?
Right.
They look at their rots. Oh, man.
I already heard rumors.
I told your mama you going to be gone.
At 15, I had your suitcase in the closet.
That's right. They can't. And then just like they tell you, you don't like it here? Don't try to complain about chores being black.
Oh, my God.
Don't try to complain to your parents.
My mother, not right. This is not right.
You don't like it here? You have a problem.
Well, you know what? Let me ask
with my rules.
Let me ask you something, because this may get into another conversation, more serious. Why do you think, maybe in our culture, or maybe in the others, that it's such a doctrine to leave and be distant?
Because we put such a prize on independence here in the U.S. And every place is not the same.
True.
But we did. And by the way, obviously it's not the same because it's totally not the same for different generations.
Right.
That is a fact. So to make a difference how we feel,
right,
we know damn for sure that the kids, I ask girls, would you date a guy who's 20-something and riding a skateboard? And some girls say, yeah.
Different culture.
It's a different culture.
Time,
I have trouble picking up a girl on a bicycle in my day. You couldn't bicycle over to a girl's house.
Right.
And ask her out.
Okay.
It wasn't happening.
Right.
In our day. You had to borrow a car. Something.
Let me ask you this then.
There was going to be no biking dates.
Let me ask you this. You're a male. You're maybe between 35, 45, maybe more, less. You actually work on Wall Street. You make a good low 6 figures. You have a townhouse. You have all that. And basically you go, well, hey, I just kind of ride my bike. Would the woman date the man with the bicycle?
Oh, yeah, because they'd be trying to think how they can spend your discretionary income. You're like, girl, I can take that money. How much you got? Let me see. You bring it home. Wait a minute. How much you bring home? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get married.
See, so in other words, you're saying women plot. They'll be plotting strategically.
Oh, no. Would I say that?
Right.
Women plotting,
but would a woman go? Okay,
Vic, come on.
Take the same situation.
Of course not.
The
Ladies
same
don't
situation.
plot.
No, the same. And the same situation, but the person's going month to month on that townhouse. He's working on Wall Street, but he actually, unfortunately, spends, doesn't make as much money on paper. He's been able to get all this stuff, but he's not making cash. And he's on the cusp of going like, one check to next check.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
What does he look like in his green lycra suit? If he anywhere approaches the Chris Brown picture, he'll be all right.
They'll wait. He'll
be all right.
See, you see what you're saying?
He'll be all right.
So what the message is, I wish more women was involved in this, that women don't court or marry for love.
Oh, don't say that. Don't you start none of that. Because even Kim, I know it's always love, just like for us men. It's always love. It's just what they love. Sometimes they love that kitty cat.
Wait a minute.
They love that kitty cat, that Mossy Grotto.
Isn't it true that women are attracted to big ballers, sharp callers? They're attracted to that, right?
Strong-ass men.
All right.
Powerful men.
All right.
That's what we know.
Like
all right, you guys.
Herman Cain.
Like Herman Cain.
Right.
Herman Cain. Herman come and Herman wait. All right, you guys, on the way out, I'm going to give you this live up. Occupy Wall Street live update. And you got to thank RT.com. That's where we go. By the way, you guys, RT.com, Al Jazeera English, France 24. Thank you, Hamza Mohammed, because these are some of the resources we're using.
Right.
This one here is from RT.com. Take a look. Take a listen.
Trying for you.
I know, I really appreciate it.
Let them through! 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 Let them through!
I really appreciate it.
Let them through! 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 Let them through!
They're getting kind of rowdy up in Oakland. That's one of the most rowdy. But they have it going on all over the world, all over the U.S.
So please let the outcoming traffic through in a safe.
But all over the world, municipalities are stepping in to remove folks.
Do we let him return the way he came? He's not going that way. He's not going that way. But if you're going, turn around, yes or no?
They blocked the car block.
Make him walk! 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 He has to back up!
They even had a casualty of someone who was hit by a car. You guys, we can't ignore the Occupy Wall Street movement. It's a worldwide movement. As you guys can see. So they're pushing the car back. They're pushing the car back. They told him to put it in neutral, and they're directing it. They're going to push his car back as they don't allow him to proceed.
Isn't that really a gift? Because they're going, what's the worst can happen? They're telling me to just go back. Isn't that better than get out?
Well, again, it's hard to take a look at these things out of the context in which they're occurring.
Right.
Again, what we're attempting to show you is just some pieces of what's going on.
Right. Right. Look, would you say that was orderly? A very orderly procession.
I don't know.
Would you say that if it was people of a different persuasion, would it still have the organization, the patience?
You have to understand that's a bias. I'm a 55-year-old black man.
Well, okay,
if I have to demonstrate, I need some white folks around me. It's different kind of ass beatings.
That's right.
See, they have a special ass beating they have for black folks. Rodney King experienced that. It's just like the jail sentences. These folks will be in jail a lot longer than Lindsay Lohan.
That's right.
No matter what the jail crowding, I bet you. Now, here's these same folks from Occupy Wall Street arrested in L.A. I bet you they all in jail longer than Lindsay Lohan.
Of course. So what is the message? Should people aspire to be an entertainer, and then they will have the law softened up on their side if they are female? Is that the message?
It means get you some breast implants, because the jail sentences will definitely be lighter. The bigger the implant,
the bigger the pill.
The smaller the suit. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the good news, the bad news, and certainly today, a lot of other shit. But then it did.